Hi, I'm Rex Litter with the Midday News. Jack Billack and Steve Dirrell, notorious gang leaders responsible for a spree of violence in East New Britain, have been killed by police. The duo's reign of terror involving murder, rape, looting and arson ended in a confrontation. Police pursued them after receiving intelligence leading to their demise. The gang's destructive activities had plagued the region since 2019. Commissioner for Police David Manning highlighted their capture as a significant step in restoring peace. 19 associates were detained for aiding the fugitives. The local community can now begin to heal their wounds and rebuild. A team of health quarantine officers together with Papua New Guinea's National Department of Health, NCC, and WHO recently visited Wutung border facility. Their goal was to evaluate with COVID-19 response as part of a long-week review for point of entry. The facility, strategically located at the northern land border with Indonesia, plays a crucial role in managing health risks. The assessment focused on screening, testing, quarantine protocols, and overall coordination. This collaborative effort emphasizes adherence to international health regulation and ensuring safety for both Papua New Guinea and its neighbors. In regional news, Japan has marked the 78th anniversary of the U.S. atomic bombing of Hiroshima, where it urged the abolition of nuclear weapons and called a group of 7 leaders' notion of nuclear deterrence a folly. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said the road to a world without nuclear weapons was getting steeper due to Russia-Ukraine war. About 50,000 participants in outdoor memorial ceremony, including aging survivors, observed moments of silence. G7 leaders issued a statement expressing their commitment to achieving disarmament, but said that as long as nuclear weapons existed, they would serve to deter aggression and prevent war. Australia's role in meeting increased demand for metals needed to supply the boom in global battery production will be the center for a key gathering of mining leaders in WA this week. The annual Diggers and Dealers Conference in Galguli has traditionally been about gold, but this year we'll be hearing more about battery resources and labour shortages.
A year ago, Gregory Brungard was an accountant in the south of France.
The balls are good, tires.
Now he's driving trucks in outback Western Australia.
Just wanted to change the way of life and to get off of my desk, you know. I was in front of the computer all day long.
It's hard work, 12-hour shifts, 2 weeks at a time with a week off back in Perth.
I like this kind of, I don't know how to say, rhythm or cadence. Work hard, play hard.
It's a gold mine, but the reality is lost in translation for friends and family back home.
Really, I need to show some photos because when you're talking about like a mine site, they're all thinking about gold. They think that gold is all around the mine site and stuff, but it's not working like this. This is gold, you see? This is gold. And
with nearly $150 billion of projects underway or in the pipeline, the resources sector is struggling to find enough workers like Gregory to support the ongoing boom.
I think West Australia is going to be in a boom time for the next 5 to 10 years. So I expect the labour issue in West Australia to be really difficult.
The mine where Gregory works is only expected to have a 12-month operating life. It's profitable due to this year's record high Aussie dollar gold price.
I think what's changed the game certainly is the price.
The annual Diggers and Dealers Mining Forum in Kalgoorlie has traditionally been about gold. But this week's event will see a strong focus on metals needed to feed the growth in battery production.
This is the future of where mining's going to. With battery metals, we need all metals and all commodities to make the world a better place.
Golden days for a greener future.
Papua New Guinea's reggae sensation Anselm has proudly clinched the Brand of the Year award at the 2023 International Singer-Songwriter Association Award in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. This victory is a statement to Anselm's musical dedication and collaboration with producer Emmanuel Muganoa also known as Toxic Man, Baseline and Big Records. The achievement is dedicated to his countrymen and the Pacific community, resonating with the love of reggae. Anselm's gratitude extends to music, brother Jokema for his donation to this trip and to his mother for her love and support. The win highlights the power of passion and unity in the world of music. In sports, Kramosenko brothers have booked the grand final ticket with a 23-17 win over Defence Rugby Union on the first weekend of the finals in the Pepsi Capital Rugby Union competition in Port Moresby. Brothers will have another crack at the Pepsi CRU competition cup title after being defeated by Harlequins in the last year's grand final. The brothers showed patience and confidence to grab this win, despite being trailed in the most part of the game. This came down to big game experience the team had compared to the opponent, Defence, who is relatively an inexperienced side. The Defence Rugby Union broke the deadlock open to register first points on the scoreboard, but the brothers hit back with a try from the restart in the next set. The hard-fought battle displayed all across the park showed that both sides were wanting to be playing in the finals, but in the end one has to win and one has to lose. And it was the big game experience which gave brothers the upper hand to claim the win. In the post-match interview, the brothers' captain George Y admitted that the team struggled in scrum base and were ill-disciplined in the ball handling, which allowed the opposition to take advantage of it. But the team managed to pull themselves together, and it paid off when they walked off the field, knowing that they qualified for another grand final appearance. While the brothers may take a week break and prepare for the grand final, the Defence will have to do it the hard way to make the grand final. The Defence will play Harlequins in the preliminary finals next weekend to secure a grand final berth. It is a must-win game for the Defence against the defending champions Harlequins, who are playing hard to defend their title. Defence Rugby Union captain Eddie Carl said he is anticipating a strong game against Harlequins next weekend. He said the team will have to give its best to win this game and make it to the grand final. The Pepsi Capital Rugby Union competition enters week 2 of the finals next weekend at the Bava Park, Port Moresby. In the earlier sudden death matches between the Pepsi Capital Rugby and defending champions Harlequins and University Piggies, the Harlequins successfully held off the Piggies 18-10 to proceed into the preliminary finals. After this hard-fought victory, Harlequins captain Desmond Kopuk said the team will go polish up on its set pieces, scrum and defence before taking on defence in the sudden death match next weekend. Kopuk commended the input of the coaching staff and players for the hard-fought effort in making the top 4 and qualify for the preliminary finals. Meanwhile, Piggies captain Casey Morgan said the team came prepared to win this match, but unfortunately they couldn't get it. Despite the result, Casey thanked his side for putting the best foot forward for the team and to look forward for the next season. The winner in the next weekend's match between Harlequins and Defence will play brothers in the grand final at the Santos National Football Stadium on August 19, 2023. Hekari United FC held off visiting Ley TVWAN's FC 4-0 in the National Premier Soccer League Round 6 match at Sir John Guy Stadium, Port Moresby, over the weekend. The entertaining show started on a high note with equal chances of scoring goals before the host, Hekari United FC, dominated the match. The opening 10 minutes of the game was equally contested, be it in ball handling, contesting for ball and in defence. Both sides were in it. It was anyone's game until Hekari United FC flexed its muscles to own the pitch. David Muta's men overcame adversity to hold off the visitors in a convincing victory. The first 2 goals of the match were decisive, giving the upper hand to the Hekari United FC to capitalise on that and bag another 2 goals to put the match to rest. As the pressure kept mounting for the men from Ley City, FC Morobewawans to return the goals, they couldn't make use of their opportunities and kept turning the balls in the Hekari United FC's half, which make it hard for them to score. Hekari United FC skipper Daniel Zhou led a backline defensive display to hold off the opponents to another victory to maintain their winning streak in the PNG National Premier Soccer League competition. After round 6 of the NPL competition, the Hekari United is expected to hold on to its spot, topping the points ladder with 5 wins, 1 loss and sits on 15 points. Port Moresby Strikers and Ley City Dwellers are in 2nd and 3rd place respectively with 3 wins apiece. The PNG National Premier Soccer League heads into round 7 next weekend. The FIFA Women's World Cup has boosted the profile of football in Australia, and stars like Sam Kerr have shown that it's possible for women to progress from local league to the world stage. But coaches at lower levels say more still needs to be done to provide a more accessible pathway for young girls in the sport.
The FIFA Women's World Cup has created a unique buzz around soccer in the city.
The World Cup girls inspire me and my teammates very, very much.
I think that women have the opportunity and the potential to change the world, and so I think that this year, maybe more than any other, has had an incredible opportunity to just raise women's sports and show the world what they can do.
As the women of the Fremantle City Football Club watch the Matildas win this week, they're hoping the legacy of the tournament triggers a meaningful change. They say WA needs more investment and support to keep the game sustainable.
Facilities is another one that we need some huge steps to move forward in regards to the urinals, in regards to changing rooms, they're not fit for purpose for females.
The state government has spent $35 million on upgrades to stadiums and training facilities ahead of the tournament. It's also considering a legacy funding proposal from Football West. Neil Bennett has been involved in women's soccer for more than 2 decades.
It's a massive challenge being in a state where the predominant sport is AFL. The media coverage is dominated by AFL, and women's football outside of the FIFA World Cup rates hardly mentioned, even during the A-League season.
The challenge will be to maintain this level of hype and excitement. That's now up to local clubs and Football West to ensure the game maintains the kind of prominence these fans are craving.
And that ends the Midday News. Join us for more at 6 p.m.
Agents